yet to happen. We still got some time. We've still got some good stuff to come.
Well, you know what? We're going to do this really awkwardly, Patrick. We'll bridge. We'll bridge WebEx and Facebook Live, which is kind of awkward. So I don't know if that's going to cause a problem on your side there to see both. But I don't know if you can see you're on there. And can folks hear Patrick when he's talking on there? You could just give like
check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Yep. Loud and clear.
Great.
On the WebEx, it's coming through really well on the WebEx here. On the Facebook Live, who knows? We'll see.
Well, let's see here. I see Patrick. And
so, hey, Michael.
Yes.
So was it necessary to recreate the mid-March just so you could do this, appropriately?
Yeah, I think that's part of what we were doing here, right? Because we were originally supposed to do this on March 28th, and then we realized that a whole bunch of crazy stuff happened globally, and so we couldn't host an event where we were going to bring 5,000 people together to watch 300 people shave their heads. And we're going to postpone that date till sometime later. But there's a fair amount of us that have went through some sort of change in preparation for that March 28th date. That part of mine was going ginger and growing my hair out. And this is like way longer than I ever like to keep my hair. So decided to go ahead and hit my goal and go ahead and shave today. We had Anna Claus shaved last week, and we did that live. And she had like 3 foot of hair down her back, and yeah, she pushed up over 5,000 that she's raised over the years, which is awesome. When we think about the events we've been hosting in Rome, this will be my 14th time shaving, and I think about all the friends that have donated just on my head over the years. That has been kind of a crazy amount. I think it's been over $70,000 in total over 14 years of people donating on my head. And then the event that we put together and we host in the village of Romeo, even though the event has not happened yet, we've already raised over $104,000 towards this year, which brings our kind of 13-year total up to over 2.8 million in like a cumulative figure, which is crazy. And a lot of it is just a lot of people shaving. Like Patrick has shaved with us a number of years on Team Fiscus, and then again, folks like my brother, and we had a whole parade of volunteers that are still going to get geared up to shave this fall. But if anybody is desperate for a haircut while maybe the salons are closed in your area, you can pick up clippers and do exactly what I'm doing. You can even sign up and join this event and shave, and that money will help go fund childhood cancer research. So we think that there's a child diagnosed every 2 minutes. 1 in 5 won't survive. And the ones that do, there's a fair percentage of them that have lifelong after effects from the types of treatments they have, because it's still limited. There's not enough money being spent on childhood-specific cancer research. If we think of all the research dollars raised and all that money spent, still less than 4% of it goes to pediatric cancers. So we have been very fortunate just to have an amazing group of people to come together. And this will be my first time kind of shaving like physically alone, but we found the virtual thing has been really good. We've been cold calling friends via video chat here over the last 4 or 5 weeks for drinks, and it's kind of like that virtual equivalent of knocking on their door with beer and say, hey, let's get together. And some have been really good about that, some have not, but I think they know it's all well-intentioned, so we don't sort of go crazy. But I think if my wife's ready, we'll get started here in a second. But Patrick, did you want to switch over and say anything before we do start shaving?
Absolutely. So first of all, I totally agree. There's so many people out there that wanted to shave their heads this year in March, and they couldn't wait, and they've been growing their hair out for so long. Listen, I am no exception here. This is far too long and disgusting at this point, and I can't wait to shave. I was really holding out that we were going to have a live event soon, But you know what? I think I might do a virtual shave here in the next couple of weeks myself, just to get my numbers up, just to support, and just to get it off my head. It's all for such a good cause, and I do want to say that Michael Fiscus is so close to getting to that $2,000 goal right now. And if we can get up there, that'd be amazing. Some people in the Facebook chat have already been donating, and this is amazing. I'm going to try and get some trivia in the Facebook chat, so feel free to check that out as we go and as we shave. But such an amazing event. And if there's anyone in and around the neighborhood that is doing some kind of virtual shave, just support and try and get it out there. Let's do this.
Kat really is into what you're saying, so that's awesome. And before we start, we did have to thank Homegrown Brewing for making a great Baldrick beer this year. So my wife was fortunate enough to pour a couple pints here. So traditionally, wow, we don't want to mix germs in this environment, right? We want to be sort of very cautious and careful. So officially want to welcome everybody, and I put down a tarp, so there'll be no hair or beer on the floor there. Sorry. Cheers. Cheers. Getting way out of protocol there, not properly toasting my wife. All right, so let's see if this works. Hopefully everyone can see. Yeah, I think you got to wrap that around my neck. We're going to figure out exactly how my wife will shave a head for the first time tonight. So, did you get the first aid kit ready? Maybe Abby could have some towels. Will it be set to go? And hopefully I don't look at all nervous. And normally I'm used to about 400 or 500 people right in front of me. And the other big thing that I've had kind of one of my favorite pieces is the participation of the 501st Legion. That's a group of volunteers that do a lot of charity work, but they dress up in movie quality costumes. And so I've usually always had like a stormtrooper over my shoulder here for the last few years. So this will be the time where I'm going to have him sit over there without anybody in there at risk. Apparently those masks or helmets are not N95, and so we couldn't have them attend. Are you ready? Yeah. How many folks do we got on Facebook right now, Patrick?
Right now, we've got about, let's see, we've got a bunch of people joining in kind of right now. We got 18 people that are on right now here watching, plus 19, 20, 21 people that are watching us total with WebEx and with Facebook combined.
All right, here we go.
And a big shout out to Roger donating another $50 to our goal. Again, so close to that $2,000 right before the big shave. Thank you, Roger. That's a big deal.
When you think about all the great photos we've had over the years, a lot of those come from Roger Christian, who's been volunteering and taking photos for us for, gosh, I'm not sure how many years now, Roger? A lot. Is Abby down here?
Would have been 5 or 6.
She could hold the camera. Here, what I'll do is I'll grab that just so we can have that closer for this. This will be dangerous, but people can see what's going on back there.
Great.
She keeps moving to the other side.
All right, some of the first locks just coming off. Starting at the back. A strong strategy starting at the back right there. Just grab it.
Thanks, Patrick.
I think part of that, if blood is drawn, she knows that the towels will be needed for the front part, which we do have a whole package of absorbent towels just in case.
Sorry.
There's an unfortunate need. I think I saw join in there Michael Patterson, who is like one of my favorite teachers. Well, actually my absolute favorite teacher in my whole life. So if you're still there, I'm so glad you were able to come in and see this kind of crazy thing I post about all the time and actually see it live. A lot of my donors don't actually get to see it because they're from all over the place. Yeah, I'm making her nervous by moving around as she does the cuts. Is this providing a good view on the Facebook side of it? I know.
It looks perfect, actually. That's a great view. Straight to the head. That looks really nice.
I can do the cleanup later, I guess, right?
That's right. You can see one of my favorite beer signs back there, our Guinness Harp, which is currently occupied by the mini-me of Martin Atkins, the drummer from Public Image and founder of the band Pigface, who provided us the doll to take with us on vacation last year, and so it got to be in a lot of pictures with us all over. This year's vacation, we were actually supposed to fly out today to Southern California to spend a week there, and sadly I had to cancel it on May 3rd, which is the day before May 4th, which is a Star Wars sort of themed holiday, and part of what we're going to do on that trip was visit the Disney Star Wars thing there, which personally, from a nerd standpoint, I love that. So I've been obsessed in buying far too many of these helmets lately that they have around to remind me. I just can't get my wife Susan, my daughter Abby, to wear them around the house.
Not all dreams come true immediately. Things take time. A couple quick shout outs for some people that are posted on Facebook. We got a lot of support here on Facebook. We're up to now 23 viewers, 24, 25 total with WebEx. We've got Michael saying, way to go, Mike. Some people want you to shave, your eyebrows and some other parts as well, but thanks for the donations right there. Shout out to Stacy, who donated some. Roger, again, who donated as well. Melissa saying, yeah, thanks for keeping your promise and all this. Joey's telling you to go south. And then Susan, you should know that you're actually getting a lot of support here, too. A lot of people are shouting out you for being the shaver today.
And I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
We get someone that says, nice skater cut. Way to keep it in front there.
Oh, I'm getting hair on my floor here.
Well, we got a vacuum, so we could maybe have Abby at
All
least do cleanup if she doesn't want to be around for the camera.
All right, should I go from the back then?
Sure. Just make sure it's semi-entertaining but not completely humiliating. I did enjoy kind of my last shampoo last night, and I was really worried I was going to run out before we got this done, because it'll be a good 6 months before I have to really worry about doing anything with this hair again.
Sorry.
So that's okay.
That's a lot of hair.
It is. And the weather comment is funny because we thought, well, March 28th was actually warmer than today. I think if we'd have shaved on schedule, it would have been nicer weather.
Some of the last locks going now, looking great. Never look better. That's the Michael I know right there.
I think I've missed my calling.
Leave it like that, you'll look like what's the movie with the villain that's got the plastic head and the just the hair that sticks off the side?
I don't know.
What am I thinking? Is that movie?
I don't
Bruce
know.
Willis.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Oh.
Fifth Element.
Fifth Element,
Who was
there
saying
you
that?
go.
Yeah.
Too late.
Too late. Yeah. I think that looks pretty even. Try not to step on that. Lean down just a little bit. All right. I think we're good. I can touch up later if we need to. Oh, right there.
Looking awesome.
All right. I think we're good.
All right, so that's a much more manageable. I think look I have there. How's the top?
I keep seeing stray hairs here.
That's one of the best shaves I've seen.
Yeah.
There's no stripes or anything.
And I'm hoping, because now all my gray is gone, but the gray was coming in underneath the red, so I was starting to have that whole roots problem. let's put this back over here. And let's shake this off. I guess I did get some on the carpet here, but the bulk of it will just be torque cleanup. So again, I want to thank everybody that made a donation to the cause. It's something that we're really passionate about, and we felt horrible for the foundation because they do the bulk of their fundraising in the month of March, because St. Baldrick's is sort of a play on St. Patrick's Day, and literally having the bulk of their events postponed is really kind of had a negative impact from a funding standpoint, and hopefully we'll be able to make it up on the end of back end of the year here. But I think they've had a good strategy on doing the virtual shaves, and part of that is a bit more personal. And I'm hoping that everyone that had made a donation that I sent out the link to got a chance to see this, maybe for the first time. And I look forward to opportunities to get together with folks in person. But short of that, we do have the iPad that we keep on the Fiscus Pub Bar, that if you want to have a pint one evening, FaceTime call, or even a Facebook Messenger call, any of those sort of video conferencing things, we thought it's been really good to see people all the time. And you do start looking better with more drinks, as I start looking better with more drinks, and I get funnier with more drinks. And the great thing is no one has to worry about driving home. So we'd love to invite folks over for drinks, and we can keep this open if folks want to chat. But then once we start to get back to some new normal, then hopefully we'll see some of you guys out there in the field. But short of that, we'd love to have some virtual drinks with you over like a nice video chat. And I appreciate everyone taking some time on a Saturday night right in the middle of the dinner hour, because I know there's so many other places you could be than right here, right now. So hopefully we gave you just a little bit of entertainment. Know that we're doing this for an incredibly important cause, and our goal is to conquer childhood cancers, and that's going to take funding. So for everyone that donated, and for like Roger donating again, you rock, brother. Do love it. That makes it a bit easier. And I know after hitting people up for 14 years for donations, it starts to get tiring. But if everyone would just donate enough, we'll have enough money to cure all of this. So until then, we'll do it like 1 year, one shave at a time. But anyone that wants a shave, either virtually, because just imagine how low maintenance this is going to be over the next few months here. And I don't have to worry about getting into a salon. We can help you with that. And if you want to use it to make a little bit of money too, that'd be awesome. We'll give you the guidance on it. You get a spiffy free t-shirt if you raise at least $50 or more. But whether you do it virtually or join us at the event we host in Romeo, which hopefully we're going to do in September, it's just going to be full of all the proper safety precautions to make sure that we keep all of our heroes shaved and safe. Safely shaved. I'm trying to think of the best way to sort of frame that. And we'll keep this going at the bar, because I want to read some of the comments over there. I had to take my glasses off to make sure I just didn't have a ring of hair on both sides over the ears from where my glasses were, and she had to shave around it. But again, and thanks to everyone that donated and came out to see the shave. I'm going to take a quick look and see some of the folks who are in there, maybe some of the comments. We'll actually bring you over to the bar. The folks, I think, all online now, you guys are also in FaceTime for the most part, or Facebook Live for the most part. So let's go back over here and maybe see. I guess I can still sit in that chair. I gotta make sure I'm drinking this. Oh yeah, Melissa. Yeah, we'd love to have a virtual drink. Let's find a time. one of my coworkers has been trying to talk me into the benefits of day drinking, which opens up a lot more opportunity to have drinks with friends. So depending on the day, uh, I have asked for clarification on my employer and any updated policies around day drinking to make sure what's okay and what's not. So we'll get through there. Uh, Good seeing my favorite second favorite barber behind my wife now, Sandra James. She's been our barber coordinator for years. I think going back to the first event in Romeo back, what was that, 11 or 12 years ago? Um, Molly Sly, who I worked with at Campbell Ewald. I miss all my friends at Campbell Ewald, but I really love my new job. I got some great coworkers here too. And we see Kelly's on here. Hey, Kelly, that's nice. Tom Jones. Tom Jones, yes. The 666 tattoo that's on the back there, and it's flesh colored, so it's really hard to see. That goes way back to one of the earlier stages in the life when I had a record store. We were doing nightclubs and publishing a magazine, and Tom and I were in this really awful experimental band, which we had a real fun interview on WDET. We want to thank Ann DeLisi for putting up with us on the radio and the shenanigans we pulled off on there. That was good. Mike Romano, thank you. You've been a great volunteer and supporter of St. Baldrick's. The Clores, Janine, and Darren. I would hope that we could get some video of Janine dancing. She's a great Irish dancer, and they participated in the events here for the last few years, so that's been great. Let's see who else. Robert Wisniewski, thanks for doing the donation today. Again, above my goal, but I know once I get the status matches up there, I want to make sure I'm north of the $2,000 mark there. Steve Precop, the favorite SE that or favorite Apple employee I work for Verizon headquarters. Gerard Smith, we're going to try to figure out a way to get him to play a couple songs for us today. He's this lead singer for Bill Grogan's Goat, who's literally played, I think, 12 out of the 13 St. Baldrick's events. So he's been awesome. Of course, Joey Summers and PK. We'll set up a separate video streaming feed for the other shaving that you requested, but again, that would require a donation of substantial amount. Keith Marsh, one of my favorite folks that I work alongside at Verizon. He actually introduced me to his brother Colin, which we got to go see Paul Weller with when we were up in Scotland a couple of years ago. That was a ton of fun, and it's always great to connect with people at work that have a passion for the same kind of music that we do. And so, Keith, I'm glad that you can sort of hop back in there. No, Tom, I'm not going to glue anything back on. I see Claudia McMurray from Campbell Ewald there. We got Robert Thomas. Chris Kellner, which he's been along with Francois from France. Chris is in Chicago, but he was a friend going back into the 80s and worked at the Alcove, the nightclub we did. And he's been an incredibly bad influence on us by coordinating some video drinks. But because one of our friends is in France, we start that at 1 o'clock. So by evening, it's not always a good thing on Saturday. So we had to sort of skip that today to make sure that if my wife had clippers going on my head, it would be a little bit safer. So that was good. Ben Fisher from the Chive, those guys are freaking awesome in their support for St. Baldrick's and the cause. Incredible group of civic-minded people that they're just like a ton of fun. And it's if you ever see those little Bill Murray stickers on the back of cars, just think of the Chives, and you can find local chapters. But those guys are always doing like great stuff for charity. So we really appreciate them being involved. Gio from Campbell Ewald as well. It's like one of my first friends when I went into the corporate workspace for the first time. So good to see you out there. Let's see here, Patrick again. I missed a whole bunch of great comments. No, Joey, no, we're not going to go there. Matt Schnell, another one of my favorite folks that I got to meet during my journey here working for Apple. So that's great. Good to see him on there. Stacy, thank you so much and appreciate you making that donation. And Colin, which I was just talking about his brother, we just had such a great time up in Edinburgh for that Paul Weller show, which we were in an awesome pub before going in there. And I remember we kind of like bolted up to get up into the show because we wanted to get into our seats and get a drink. And I remember being shocked going in there and there was only coffee and donuts. I've never been to a concert with only coffee and donuts, but I guess if it's Edinburgh Castle, they might have some different rules that sort of apply there. Hi, Mr. Patterson. So glad that you could be on there. He's been probably one of the most impactful mentors on my entire life. So, Peter Orlando, glad you could make it as well. Folks from our Romeo community, it's great because we know that you guys support. And Dana Renee from our favorite kind of local brewery here, Brown Iron. I'm glad that you could make it on. We were going to try to get a growler from over there today, but getting the technical stuff, trying to work it together was a bit more arduous than I thought. And then one of our best friends there, Leanne, we've been kind of really steadily virtually drinking with her over the last 4 or 5 weeks. So it's like we've not missed a beat, but we really can't wait to be able to do that in person. Mary Sterling, thank you. Dan Dukowski, again, yeah, he's been involved in St. Baldrick's off and on over the years, so a great supporter. So we appreciate you taking a look at that beautiful bald head that was done by that freshly new skilled wife of mine there. Eric Jackson, going like way back to, again, the old punk rock days in mutual friends band Shock Therapy. Miss you, sir, and hopefully we can cross paths again soon. Joe Grambo, again, once we can get back out to Brown Iron, seems like every other time we're there, we end up accidentally sitting next to you at our second favorite bar. So that's good. Kathy Torp from high school, hello. Say hi to Ron for me there. I know he kind of recently shaved, and had I known, we could have made it real magical, and he could have got a free shirt out of the whole deal. But maybe next time he plans to do that, that would be good. So with that, still got like 17 people on here. And if you got a beer, even though we can't hear you, we'll raise a toast here again. We'll just show you when we say we have the pub at home. We do have the pub at home. And you can see that awful mess my wife made here, but luckily I put it on the tarp, so that's good. So that's what that 20 pounds of hair that was sitting on top of my head looks like once it's all shaved off there. But really good to have folks. I wish there was a way where I could had you all like heckling me during the course of this, but at least we're able to chat and be able to say thank you for joining us. And for the folks that made donations, and see Dennis Breton. Oh my gosh!
Hi, Dennis.
I see some of the folks here we can sort of like throw under the bus and put on here, so you can see if they can just sort of join. Let me go back here and see who I can have say a couple words potentially here. Mr. Breton, you want to say hello real quick? We'll send it your way. Hopefully, you're looking pretty. You might not have been expecting that, but we'll see if he responds and accepts it. And if not, let's see here. Oh, he's declined. He's a bit shy. Maybe we can have another one of my our good friends here that we can see that's in here and accessible by camera. This is kind of a funky interface to get. Now let's see here. Darren, maybe you can just come on and say hi and just toast if you have a drink in your hand. Then you could jump right back off if you want, but I'll leave that to you. I don't know if you guys can actually even raise your hands and maybe jump on here as well. Let's see if he can make it in. I waved. Bring on camera. So one thing you gotta love about free technology like Facebook is, will it or will it not work? there's probably, Laura Higginson, thanks for joining. I don't know if you got to see all the shaving. Hope you and Rich are staying safe as we go through all of this. I am kind of so happy to be rid of that ginger mop on the top of my head. And let's see here. Oh, I see my sisters join. Hopefully you got to see some of that shaving as well. Her son, my nephew Maddox, has shaved with us a few times, and we actually got to shave him on TV once, and so that was fun. I did find out that one time he let me shave at St. Baldrick's, and there was a little bit of blood drawn. In my defense, what I discovered is clippers won't do that unless maybe they've been dropped and there was a bent spike on there, so that probably created some unease and maybe repetitive nightmares on his part, but he was brave all the way through it. He actually let me shave, I think on TV, the top part of his hair. He went kind of yellow and went back to school with that before we shaved him at the main event there. I'll see if my sister wants to say hi. I'm assuming she's sitting on a beach, a private beach, not a public beach where it would be dangerous. She's declined. Everyone's being shy, so you're just kind of leaving it to me to be able to sit here and just sort of chat. We still have like 13 folks that have followed through here. And again, yeah, Romeo's strong, Mike Romano, totally agree with you there. And, you know, Joey, when you guys are sitting there and you're getting those weird calls from me, that means you should get a pint and then just sort of jump on and we're ready to go. Let's see here. We've got, my sister might want to say hello because I think she's host accepted. We'll see how well it works. I was really kind of torn on using like something like Zoom for this, but something a little safer. Hey Denise, how are you?
Good. How are you?
You guys able to get into your compound before things got too crazy?
I got here the day of. We left super early in the morning, and then by the time we got done unpacking, she said we couldn't leave. And so I freaked out a little bit, and then I was like, you know what? Perfect. And I've been here ever.
Well, awesome. Glad you guys could catch. You were able to see little Susan Tandyberg?
I didn't get to see it. I was eating king crab legs.
Well, hopefully you can get some good food once supplies get back up, and you'll be okay. But I think you can rewind and watch some of this later.
I'll have to do that. I think it's an awesome thing that you do every year.
We enjoy it, and it's not just the efficiency I gained from a bathroom routine standpoint, but it's also it is a tremendously great cause, and I get to volunteer with some amazing people. And again, as being able to use my powers of coercion to talk people into shaving. Again, hopefully we'll get somebody that witnessed this that might want to take a pass and doing this themselves over the next few weeks, and if they want, we'll get that all coordinated.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll see if Maddox would like to do it again, but he's got this weird hair thing going on now, you know, teenagers. So.
Well, I'd say they get better once they get into the 20s, but it's an ongoing roller coaster.
It really is. You know, you think it gets easier, but it really doesn't. The problems get bigger, and
we love our children, which is why we shave. And our children can teach us the most patience. But it's all good. But it's great to have everyone that can stay back together, stay together. But what we'll do, because we've kept everyone pretty long, if anybody wants to grab kind of a quick pint, we could start first. Not to see who would call first through the Facebook Messenger with the video or FaceTime. I think either one of those we can do like 20 or so people on there, 20, 30 people. So again, if you get cold called by me, that's probably being a couple pints in and just wanting to chat. Hi, little puppy.
Stella. I groomed her myself.
And my wife groomed me.
That's great. Okay, well, I'll go in and grab a drink and I'll keep watching. But I'll get off of here.
Enjoy and say hi to everyone for us.
I
We
will.
miss you, and
Love
make sure
you.
you stay safe.
Okay, you too. Love you guys. Bye.
All right, so there's 12 folks left. Maybe what we can try to do, if anyone wants to gather for a drink, we can shift over to doing the Facebook Messenger piece and see if we can't get some video drinks going here. Again, first call gets first round, and then when we get back together, we had just fortunately put in a fresh keg here, so we're also able to do growler fills, not to compete with our favorite folks here in Washington Township, but we know for some people, if they need one, you can swing by, leave it on the porch. We'll come out, we'll grab it, fill it, wash it all down, put it back on the porch, and you could be good to go and sort of enjoy the Baldrick beer for 2020. That was sort of a weird thing. We had homegrown brewing in Oxford make the beer for us. We had Speed Cult make the second generation steel cut tap handles for us, and literally the lockdown started happening the weekend we launched with the beer. So that was kind of unfortunate, and I don't know if there's an expectation that I have to make up and drink a good chunk of that beer that didn't get to go out, but we at least had a keg here that we purchased so that we can help with that. Let's see. It looks like I can almost add Darren. If you want to accept and say hello, saying I can't. One last try. No, it's saying no. My wife wants us to get into the next phase of the evening. So what I'll do is I'll wrap up. Again, thank you guys for coming out to watch. And if you made an extra donation, again, thank you very much. And again, if anybody wants to get this beautiful haircut, my wife won't shave your head, but we can get you everything you need to do it on your own. And maybe you can end up being a hero to kids with cancer and help raise some additional funds. So thank you and have an awesome weekend. Stay safe, and hopefully we'll see you soon.